In this course, we spend a lot of time talking about perceptions and credibility. We also discuss how the process and the presentation are more important than the message's content, which accounts for only about 6 to 10% of what people actually perceive. This discussion cannot be complete without talking about how looks and fashion style affect people's perceptions of your credibility. This is not a very easy conversation for me to have with you because I believe that everyone should be judged based on her competence and the things she brings to the table. Unfortunately, as humans, we are wired to judge people based on deeply ingrained cultural norms. We judge competence based on looks, and for women, the expectations are even higher than those for men. Just a small disclaimer, I'm obviously not a fashion expert, but I'd like to share with you a few tips that I figured out along my career to help you position yourself as a polished professional. Whether we like it or not, looks matter. An Atlantic article titled "The Makeup Tax" details several research studies that show that for women especially, appearances drive perception of competence and likability. Let me share with you some of the highlights of these studies. Good-looking people do have more chances to get ahead. And for women, makeup factors into this evaluation of looks, something that men don't need to be concerned about. Makeup enhances your facial contrast. For example, the difference in color between your lips and your nose. Facial contrast is closely associated with femininity, and femininity with beauty, especially in Western cultures. Makeup, in short, is a norm, and nothing ruins a first impression like a norm violation. Research also shows that not any makeup, but subtle makeup makes women seem more competent, likable, and attractive. I know that this seems a bit unfair, but you can look at the glass half full and explore these norms to your advantage. Let's look at a specific example. In the left picture, you can see me on a personal trip. I'm not wearing any makeup, my hair is kind of messy, and I'm wearing sunglasses and casual clothing. On the right-hand side, I'm dressed in a more professional attire. I put some makeup on and style my hair a little bit. Looking at the two photos for just a few seconds, who would you prefer to hire to help you solve business problems? Maybe it's a random coincidence, but once I replaced the photo on the left with the photo on the right, in my LinkedIn profile and on my website, I started getting so many more pages views and getting requests for more business opportunities. You can see that just a small touch can make a huge difference in your access to opportunities. Let's do another example. These two images are examples of two videos that I recorded for my YouTube channel. And the difference between the appearance in those videos is just 15 minutes of wardrobe change and a little bit of makeup and hair blow drying. And voila, I don't look so tired, and perhaps I look like a woman who has something really meaningful to share with you. And by the way, this is not just the viewer's perception. It's also my perception of myself. When I look well put together, I feel better, I feel more confident, and I deliver my message more impactfully. One key question that many women face in the workplace, especially in male-dominated industries, is should I stand out or should I blend in? I started my career on Wall Street, one of the more conservative industries in terms of dress code and accessories. I had to wear suits every single day to work. I had to pay attention to the lengths of my skirts, the height of my heels, the colors and patterns of everything I wore. Why did I follow all these rules? Because as a young woman in banking, I really didn't want to violate any norms and not be taken seriously by my colleagues. I do find this annoying, but since that experience, my dress code has been influenced by a more conservative style. Living and working in the dynamic Rio de Janeiro, I added more colors and patterns into my wardrobe, and I found that those colors much better complemented my complexion, which is quite pale, than the traditional blacks and grays. Working in Brazil, I kind of stood out with my professional style, especially because the women in my office used to dress very casually. But as a foreigner, I was standing out anyways, so I chose to use it as an advantage. As a fairly young manager, I also wanted to signal that I mean business, so looking more formal helped with that. Now, a few years later, I moved to San Francisco to consult a startup, and things completely reversed. Everyone around me was wearing jeans and hoodies, and I didn't want to stand out because I wanted to keep a low profile. I didn't fully convert to this very casual style that in my mind was quite boring, but I did buy a hoodie, and I would wear colorful scarves with my outfit to kind of have my personal touch with it. Now, as an entrepreneur, I wear many identities depending on the context and the meeting I'm going to. For a networking event with more corporate people, I wear more conservative clothes. But when I meet with entrepreneurs, I dress down, I dress more casually. Sometimes I want to draw more attention with my outfit, especially when I'm giving a talk or trying to network with potential clients. In those cases, I try to dress more interesting, with patterns and more bright colors. In other situations, especially when I'm networking with mostly men, I don't want to draw extra attention to me and have them interpret things in the wrong way, so I tend to dress much more conservatively and normally in black or gray outfits. I want to share with you several makeup and wardrobe tips that work for most corporate situations. Feel free to pick and choose whatever works for you, for your fashion style, and for your own work environment. Makeup is kind of tricky to figure out, and I still cringe thinking about my younger years photos where I'm wearing way too much eyeshadow or too much blush. My advice to you, go to the makeup counter at your department store, something like MAC, and ask for their advice on several clean looks that would work for your skin tone, eye color, and hairstyle. We all have some strong feature that can be accentuated with makeup. In my case, I didn't even know this until my makeup artist friend told me these are my eyes. So I kind of put more attention to my eye makeup these days. Elegant chic, clean lines, and monochrome work best for most situations. My favorite brands these days are Banana Republic, Mademoiselle Lafleur, and BCBG for certain pieces that stand out. They're especially good for blazers. In Europe, I would look at Zara and Mango for affordable and fashionable options. It's kind of hard to mix and match bags, shoes, and outfits, so the best thing to do is to stick to neutral colors in bags and shoes because then they end up matching almost everything. Picking the right kind of jewelry to match your outfit can be quite difficult, so unless you have a really refined taste and ability to pick that, select pieces that are clean and simple in silver or gold, and you can mix and match pearls and clear stones. Use one piece in your wardrobe to stand out and make a statement about your personality and style. It can be your opportunity to show some creativity. I would pick something like a colorful shoe, a bag, a belt, or a scarf. Or maybe use a different pattern in one of your wardrobe items. But be careful because too many patterns and colors can make you look cheap and not well put together. With all these things I shared with you, my biggest advice to you is do your homework about dress code. And let me tell you a story about this. When I worked in mining, I went to visit one of our operations. And I had to spend a lot of time explaining to the security guards that I were a company employee even though I wasn't wearing the green uniform. Everyone in operations wore green uniform and boots. So not only my outfit wasn't practical, I made myself stand out as that girl from corporate. And I had to work extra hard to build rapport and credibility with these operational employees and engineers who were already naturally suspicious of corporate. So don't make the same mistake as I did.